Hello, boys and girls, and welcome back for another math lesson. Today we're going to be doing What Do You Notice? As you can see, there's a picture here. What I want you to do is press pause and take a moment to see what you notice. If you notice one thing, put one thumb on your chest. If you notice two things, put two fingers on your chest. Maybe you notice 5 things or 10 things, put 10 fingers on your head. So I'll give you a moment. I'll take a minute to see what you notice. I see that Miss Rosales notices 3 things, 4 things, 5 things, 6 things. Great. Challenge yourself if you can notice more than 6. So Ms. Rosales, would you like to share what you notice? And also, by the way, Ms. Rosales is going to play as a student again and participate in this activity.
Yes, so I'm noticing there are 3 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
How do you know how do you know that these are peanut butter jelly sandwich?
Oh, I saw some of the gooey parts sticking out.
Oh, do you see the gooey parts? You see 3 peanut butter jelly
Mm-hmm.
sandwiches. Let's count. There's
1,
one peanut butter jelly sandwiches. There
2.
two. There's two, and there is 3. Could you explain what you mean by 3 holes?
Yes, so when we're looking at an object that we have and want to cut it into parts that are equal, we call that a whole. But I'm seeing that each individual sandwich is cut on its own different pattern. So the first sandwich has vertical cuts, equal parts. The second sandwich is cut in diagonals. And the third sandwich is done with perpendicular angles or vertical and horizontal. So there are 3 types of ways of cutting these sandwiches. So there are 3 whole sandwiches, 3 whole sandwiches.
I'm going to revoice what you said so that the students have a better understanding of what you meant. So, boys and girls, remember when before it was cut or divided into parts, it was a whole. So there were 3 whole sandwiches. However, after breaking it apart, now it's broken into different parts. And so when we look at the first sandwich, Ms. Rosales said that they broke it into vertical cut, right? And then when we look at the second whole object, it was divided into triangle. And then the third sandwich, it was broken into um, um, what did you say?
Perpendicular lines,
Perpendicular lines,
or you can say they are in 4 quadrants if you want to
vertical
balance.
and horizontal. Um, and so now that we know that they are broken into parts, my question is, are each sandwich, are they broken into equal parts? Let's remember what equal parts mean. Equal parts mean the same size or amount. So each part has to be the same size or amount. Rosales, Ms. Rosales, could you explain whether or not each of these sandwich are divided into equal parts?
So if I were to be able to hold on to the sandwiches, I can stack them one on top of each other and they would be the same size and amount. It works with the first, the second, and the third. So that's what it means to have equal.
Yes, so if we're talking about whole, they have the same shape, they are the same size. However, when you break it into parts, are each part equal the same? Are they?
Yes.
Yes. So let's look at the first, I'm going to erase this. Let's look at the first sandwich. We're going to focus on the first sandwich. They broke it into how many parts, Ms. Rosales?
4.
They broke into 4. And you said that they are each part, they are in equal parts.
Yes.
We have 1 equal part, 2 equal parts, 3 equal parts, and 4 equal parts, and they are each the same size or amount. So if there are 4 people and each person got each part or piece, no one would complain. It's fair. Everyone has the same amount. So this one we have 4 equal parts. What about the second sandwich, Mr. Wallace?
Your audio is a little bit off, Miss.
Oh.
Yeah, definitely. The second one is the same, but this time it's not rectangular shapes. We're looking at triangular shapes.
Oh, triangular shape. But even though they are triangular shapes, they are still broken into equal parts. We have 1 equal part, we have 1 triangle, 2 triangle, 3 triangles, and 4 triangles. And they are all equal. And so we have how many equal parts here?
4.
4. So we have the first sandwich is broken into 4 equal parts. The second sandwich is broken into 4 equal parts. Last one. How many equal parts do you see?
4.
4. We have a 1
Square.
equal part square, 2 equal parts, 3 equal parts, and 4 equal parts. Now they all have 4 equal, each sandwich has 4 equal parts. Now I'm going to have work. Yes, Mrs. Zoll?
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
So you shared with me that no one would complain because they all have the same amount.
Mm-hmm.
So if I had these 3 sandwiches and I had 4, 8, and I had 12 friends over, would there be a reason for one friend to get upset if I gave one friend 1 triangle, another friend a square, and then third friend a rectangle piece?
That is a great question. So depending how each sandwich was cut, one part might be bigger than the other because it was cut differently, correct?
Well, I thought that they were the same.
Oh, so depending on how you divide it, you could have a different result. Is that correct? What do you think? No?
No, Miss
Okay.
Kim, you got tricked.
Explain to me.
Sure. So if you look at the first sandwich, all of the rectangles have the same amount. The second one has the same amount of triangle sandwich. And the third one has the same amount square sandwich. It just looks different.
Mm.
So if I wanted to, I could take that rectangle slice, cut it in half, and try to form that square. We could challenge ourselves and do the same to try to get a triangular shape. All of them are the same though.
That is very good. Part is the same as this part, and this part is the same as this part. It just looked differently, is shaped differently, but it is the same size.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for the observation. I'm gonna do another challenge. This requires a higher thinking. What I'm gonna have you do is I'm gonna ask you if each sandwich, 2 parts were missing. So I'm gonna explain it here. For each sandwich, if 2 parts were missing, someone ate it, it's gone. And then 2 equal parts are gone. And 2 equal parts are gone. Someone ate it. How would you write this as a fraction for each sandwich? So we have 4 equal parts, but 2 parts are gone. So we're looking for how would we write it if 2 parts that are shaded in pink, how would we write that as a fraction? Remember, think of numerator and denominator. Ms. Rosales, you have your answer?
So
Explain to us.
I noticed that 2 pieces were left of the 4 from the first sandwich. 2 pieces were left of the 4 from the second sandwich, and 2 pieces of the 4 were left on the third sandwich. I should have just written it once.
So let's look at this bread. We know that there are 4 equal parts, which represents as the denominator. And then we draw a line. And then we know 2 were eaten, 2 were missing. So we put 2 equal parts that were missing. So this is the same as this sandwich and this sandwich. So we would call this 2/4. So we know that 2/4 of the sandwich were missing, 2/4. I think that's enough for today. Well, we're going to continue doing more What Do You Notice and thinking about fractions. Thank you, Ms. Rosales, for joining us. And we'll see you next time, boys and girls. Bye.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Yes, and also don't forget to do your work on Seesaw and share what you notice. Bye.